If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. This man, Tyler the Creator, is really a menace. So we just got some numbers in for the first week sales for his new album, Call Me If You Get Lost, which, we got last week, so by now it's time that we got the first week numbers, and they're looking really good. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with 169,000 units sold first week, and that is quite a high number. I expected this to sell about 150 to 200, so it's right there where I expected it to be. This is not like a huge release. It's not like a Drake album that sells like 1 million first week, but for Tyler, this is really good. It's a step up from Igor even. Now, it even outsold that Doja Cat project that we got on the same Friday, which only sold 109,000 copies. And I think that is a big achievement because Doja Cat has really, risen up to be this star with all these hit features on there. We got The Weeknd on there. We got everybody on that album. It had 2 really big singles supporting it with Kiss Me More and that Need to Know, I think it was, which dropped leading up to its release. So shout out to my man Tyler for even beating Doja Cat this year. And remember, 2 years ago, he beat DJ Khaled. And that's what I'm going to talk about today because Tyler took to Twitter to say, mysterious music, ha. And if you remember, 2 years ago, DJ Khaled was really salty after Father of Assad didn't get that number 1 spot, but rather Igor got it because, DJ Khaled was really salty about it. He said over 100,000 units got disqualified because Billboard didn't count the bundles that he sold with his nutritious products or whatever. And it actually only ended up selling, I think, about 130,000, 140,000 first week, and Igor then outsold that by a bit, and he was really salty about it. You all probably remember that. DJ Khaled went on a whole rant in his car saying that he makes really good music, real music that people listen to in public and everywhere, while Tyler only makes mysterious music, referring to that kind of genre infusion of different genres of Igor, and Tyler trying new things on Igor, maybe going for a bit of a distorted sound, a bit of a altered vocals type of sound that he wanted to introduce on there to introduce his character Igor, which I thought worked really well. I love that he's being experimental with his music. DJ Khaled didn't like it. He was very upset that his album didn't go number 1, but rather Igor. Tyler also talked about this after the fact and said that the fact that DJ Khaled has everyone on that album, like a DJ Khaled album is always studded with a star featuring list, although I thought Khaled kind of was like a letdown because, and in the years before, we had really everybody on his albums. On Father of Assad, for example, we had all the popping stars. We had SZA, we had Lil Baby, Meek Mill, even up to Jay-Z, Beyonce, and all those people on there. And Tyler, with his self-produced thing that he made in his home, he outsold that giant commercial creature that is DJ Khaled and all the features that comes with his album. And that was really astounding. And the fact that Tyler is now taking shots again at DJ Khaled with this new tweet, this man Tyler, big shout out to him because in the end he's having the last laugh, and I really gotta commend him for that because comparing the 2 albums that DJ Khaled and Tyler have released in the meantime, they both dropped very close to each other 2 years after their last project, Igor or Father of Assad respectively. Khaled dropped in April, at the end of April I think it was, and the Call Me If You Get Lost record, that last Tyler record, dropped just 2 weeks ago, so it was only about 2 months in difference, and we can see that in the numbers. Tyler is doing better, and when you look at the actual music, the product, I think that Igor and Call Me If You Get Lost is going to have a way long leg in the long run in terms of influence, in terms of re-listening, replay value, people going back and re-listening to it, people appreciating it as a work of art, as a body of art. And those, DJ Khaled songs, as I said in my review for Khaled, those just seemed like he was looking for a hit. He was just trying to chase a hit, get all these features on the songs, while Tyler actually sat down and was like, I want to create this body of art, this body of musical art. And that's what he did with Call Me If You Get Lost. The more I listen to Call Me If You Get Lost, the more I like it. He recently also took to Twitter to say some things. There was a bunch of stuff he said, but he also said that this album is really his most personal. He's opening up the most. You might think it's like, Flower Boy or Igor, but that's always taking on this persona. While on Call Me If You Get Lost, on, tracks like Wilshire, that's like an open cut into his mind, a clear insight into what Tyler is going through, what's in his mind, what he wants to get off of his chest through his music. It's like his therapy session. So that's why I love the album the more I re-listen to it, and I think it's gonna have a way bigger impact than Khaled could ever wish to have. And this is also, I think, a beautiful sign as to, artists doing smaller projects, but that are more concise and that have a bigger fan base, a core fan base, a die-hard fan base, compared to just people being pushed commercially. Because, of course, DJ Khaled has a huge budget for his album. That's the, reason he gets all these rappers on there. He drops all these videos with all these big-name artists, and he always has the hottest producers on there, while on Tyler's records is oftentimes just him writing, directing, producing, engineering the whole thing. And that's something he's very proud of and that he wants to use in the future, in future endeavors, for example, in film or wherever he wants to go. And I think that is really a beautiful kind of example of that homemade type of stuff, even though Tyler's a bad example because he's a really big commercial artist. But that, I'm going to use him as an example, that homemade type of DIY style can beat that really huge commercial style that is DJ Khaled. And I love that Tyler has won twice in a row now, because that's just a sign to me that, there's still some hope out there for people enjoying real music, for people, even though, the music is not as accessible as Khaled, for example. While, you can pop on a Khaled track and just, you get what you expect, that Migos track or whatever, that Baby and Durkio track, you know what you're going to get, and those are the songs being played more. But, people that listen to Call Me If You Get Lost actually sit down and, go on a journey with Tyler on that album. And that's something beautiful, and that's something that I hope in the future can prevail over that DJ Khaled type of stuff. Anyway, that's what I think about this. Now I want to know what you think about this. What do you think about the first week numbers of Call Me If You Get Lost? As I said, 166,000. Did you expect lower or higher numbers? What do you think about it being compared to Khaled? What do you think of Tyler, going out there and again mocking DJ Khaled for being salty about his Father Assad album back in 2019, not going number one when Igor did? Just let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.